back in that mode. I just came to snatch some souls again. Need like 10 or more. If I'm crashing out by Eminem's, hold on, play it slow. I just sit back and post up the fence. Know just how it go. If I move too fast, this shit get tense. I just play my role. I can't help myself, that's how I'm built. Money falling over. Only time my pockets tilt. Yeah, water faucet drip. Yeah, fuck them politics. Yeah, miss a folly's bit. Known to stack them walking chip. Let's go.
Alright, people. Alright, we here again. You know what I'm saying? Peak Masters episode 3. Like we told y'all in the last episode, we trying out different, time limits and stuff like that. Y'all definitely keep bringing us suggestions, because we're definitely keeping them in mind. Do y'all want it to be shorter? Y'all want it to be longer? Y'all like the topics of discussion? Do y'all like the variety? We also gonna be figuring that out for us, like, algorithm type stuff to make sure that we on point. So if we start to get, focused in the segments, then, we'll let y'all know.
Yes, sir. Episode 3, we in here.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all still rocking with us. Subscriptions going up. Likes, comments, everything like that. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Like, we really appreciate y'all. Back at it again. You already know I'm Mark. Marcus. Like I said, it is what it is. Don't really matter to me. Got my homies with me.
It's your boy Chad. I do want to say one thing, because we definitely appreciate everybody who subscribed, but we know more than as many subscribers as we have. If y'all really rock with us, please subscribe and support. Like, It's free. So if I see you in person and you not subscribed, I'm gonna know. So meet me with
we
that.
Coming for you.
Meet me with that unsubscribed energy. You right?
You don't know you part Jamaican now? You part Caribbean, my boy?
Nah, New York. I'm from New York.
Yeah, if you text me and I'm gonna just go to the chat, I'm gonna say, yo, if you subscribe, you're not on the list.
Facts.
All right, you're not on the list, so you ain't subscribed.
Nah,
all right?
in all seriousness, is definitely helpful for us.
Facts.
So please,
and we appreciate
subscribe.
y'all.
That'll show us that you truly supporting us fully, wholeheartedly.
And you digging the content.
Absolutely. And my name's Aaron or Trey. Whatever y'all wanna say, man.
It's Aaron.
Well, whatever. Single coming is gonna be Trayvon coming soon. You feel me? But yeah. So the topic of discussion today, we're gonna get into a little dating, a little modern day dating. You feel what I'm saying? Also, what do we say? We're just gonna go into the dating.
We got a couple of topics. We'll get to.
We definitely got a couple of
come.
topics. We're gonna get into it as we go along. Right now, we ran across like this Reddit post that we thought was pretty interesting. We just wanted to see how we fed off of each other. We each read it kind of separately. We haven't talked about it yet. So we're gonna see how it go. I'm gonna read it first and then we're gonna get into it.
Yes, sir.
So the title of the Reddit post is, I want to propose to my girlfriend, but I'm worried about long-term effect of weight gain on intimacy. I, a 32-year-old male, have been dating my girlfriend, a 26-year-old female, for 2.5 years, and I absolutely love this girl to death. I have for a long time looked at 2023 as the year we get married. Now that 2023 is here, I'm confronted with a devastating question. Do I bring up her weight before I propose or not? When we started dating, she was 60 pounds lighter, and since then has only gained weight. I am still currently incredibly attracted to her, and we have fantastic sexual chemistry, but if this continues, I'm afraid I will end up married to someone I am not sexually attracted to. There has been no period in our relationship where an effort was made to lose or maintain weight. The problem is she has a history of depression and suicidal ideologies related to body image. And for this reason, I have avoided this topic at all costs and supported her unconditionally and fully. I love her to death and done everything I can to support her during her journey with accepting her body. I am incredibly afraid that my long-term concern for the sexual intimacy of our relationship is going to wreck her mental health progress. What do I do? And I don't know what TLDR means, but my girlfriend struggles with body image, but I'm worried her weight gain will affect our long-term intimacy.
Yeah, that's a little
that was a
deep.
mouthful, you feel me? But I'm gonna let one of y'all, since I read this motherfucker. One of y'all gonna
let me just first off start by saying that he seemed like a super petty nigga, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Not only do he seem petty, but he was kind of contradicting himself based off like his response. First off, by saying he loved her to death, but you're letting something that can be fixed dictate, whether you finna exit the relationship or not. His thing isn't, I don't know what their situation is, but his thing isn't, oh, she's cheating on me. Oh, she's not helping around the house. She gained a couple pounds. That's something that can easily be fixed.
Well, it wasn't a couple.
Yeah, it was.
So let's.
It's 60
Let's
pounds.
keep it real.
60
it
pounds
is what it is.
That's a hefty.
It's a
hefty
good,
thing.
it's a decent amount of weight to gain, but also it's kind of messed up because he said he loved her to death, but he's using the one thing that's like driving her like suicidal thoughts and et cetera, her depression. He's using that one thing against her. Like,
Well, we can't say it didn't say that was the thing that drives it. It's just a contributing factor. So we
to
don't
her
know.
depression.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know that part.
Just the optics look crazy though.
The optics do look crazy.
It looks crazy.
That's a little deep. I do agree, kind of what you were saying. Like, I think that, like, depression and anxiety is just a serious thing. I think we touched on that the first episode. How that type of stuff can, I guess, factor into you in your day-to-day life. I would say, for him is that he should do what he can to kind of help facilitate that issue. There are plenty of things out here, whether it's sex therapy, whether it's, if she has a fitness issue, helping her get with a nutritionist, or joining the journey with her in a sense of cooking and making sure, she's eating the right way and stuff like that. Like, you can actually join the journey and help her, overcome those obstacles and things like that, because like Aaron said, we don't really know what the other contributing factors are, but at the same time, like, are they married? Did they say they was married?
No,
girlfriend.
That's the whole point of the thing. He's contemplating it.
Yeah. Okay. So I get that too, because you got to think about it from even the male and female. Let's say it was flipped. Whether it's the female with the male or vice versa. It's like, when you decide to be with somebody, you got to be willing 100% to take on whatever baggage they got. You know what I mean? And if you're not willing to do that, then you're really compromising yourself and that other person, because it's not really fair to either one of you guys, because that person thinking, if you gonna marry me, or you gonna make this a long-term type of situation, and you don't commit to that because of whether it's weight or whatever it is, then you ain't really in it. You know what I'm saying? You're not really in it. You got to be able to stick in it and go through those growing pains. And I always say, if you're going to complain about it, try to help the situation by any means. Like, whatever that is, you got to help do the research, counseling, whatever it is. And it may be something that, if it's a depression thing, it may be connected to something that's a past trauma or something like that. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to therapy with her. You know what I'm saying? Walk through those steps with her. If you love her to death, then you'll be willing to go to those extents to fix it. That's
he sound like a younger guy, because, like, I ain't gonna lie, there's been times in the past where, like, it was stuff that I could have done, like, with, I'm thinking of a specific ex here. I ain't gonna do any name dropping, but there was things that I could have did to, like, really make the relationship work. Stuff that she was confiding in me about, presenting to me, and that I could have helped her fix or helped her get over. But the younger me was just like, bro, I ain't really got time for that. And it was so messed up. He just sounds like a younger dude. Like, I don't think anybody who's, like, close to our age, I would say, like, within, like, a 5-year, above or below, I don't think nobody around their age is really just going to, like, just cop out that easy. It kind of, for me, it just sounds like he just looking for his exit. This is my perfect excuse. Like,
that's a good ass point. That last point, and basically that last whole thing that you said, I basically agree with there. I feel like I have a 2-part answer, because I can understand both sides. As a person who has struggled with weight, I ain't gonna say struggle, but, like, because I feel like I look good as a bigger guy, but I feel like there's a range that I would like to be in. So I've had pockets in time where I've been motivated and I just got injured, and then it got derailed or whatever, and then you got to get the motivation again. The part that I gravitated to in the prompt was, like, he said there has never been an effort. There has been no period in time in our relationship, which is 2.5 years. where there's been an effort to lose or maintain weight. And of course, we got to take into account her depression and anxiety or whatever else she's struggling with. So with that, I agree with y'all because he got to be a younger guy because you've been with her 2.5 years. If you've seen the incline going up and you still with her and you're still contemplating marriage, supposedly, then I don't even know why this is a question because you've already kind of made the decision in your head that this is the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life. So if you wanted something to be addressed, I don't know how you, I guess it just goes to the fact that like, I don't know how you can make a decision that this is going to be the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life if you can't be open and honest with that person.
Aaron,
Now, what?
we just been told by management that he's 32.
Oh, I did read it. Wow. Okay.
All right, so
hold on.
we said.
It throw a wrench at this real time, unedited.
Yeah, it's fact.
So that throw a wrench in 32. So, okay, so that plays into what my first point, because I was going to go into it. That plays into my first point, like, at this point in time, like, as a man. Now, granted, we have a little bit more time, but not as much on a clock as women are, biologically or anything like that, that's tied to marriage. So, he could still very well be in the prime of his, career, his potential earning stage and all that stuff. Like, he could very well not be ready at 32. So, let's not act like 32 is like crazy.
I agree with that.
But at the same time, 2.5 years that you sank into it, like I said, and you even being in the mindset that this is a person that you can be with, I don't know how you get there and you feel like constricted to the point to where there's something that you can't touch on because, like you said, there's a myriad of ways that you can like touch on this subject in a safe space or create a safe space. Like maybe you have to work on yourself to create a safe space for y'all to talk about this stuff. Like her depression and anxiety or whatever the case may be. Like, of course, you have to approach that delicately, but me speaking personally, I've dealt with it. And there are ways that you can have these conversations to where the person is comfortable and y'all can actually talk about the suicidal portion too. Like, we've had the conversations and like, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're on the cliff and that they're going to jump off just you mentioning, whatever the case may be. I don't know, it is different people. But I know that there's some type of way that you can put the effort in, like Chad was saying, to make sure that you're navigating in the best way possible, especially if you think that this is the person for you.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So when it comes to that, like him being 32, I feel like kind of like what you said, like he has to know what he wants. And he said he loves her to death. So when I take that into context, it's like, okay, you love her to death. I'm just going to say that, okay, y'all relationship should be enough to where y'all can communicate to where efficiently, you know what I mean? Like, okay, if you're having these issues, like, and she's up to those depths, like, first of all, you got to lead in that situation as the man. Like, you got to lead. When you see your woman out bad, like, you got to lead. You got to step up to the plate and bring her in and help her get to where she's trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. Because that's the point. When you're in a relationship and you're in the depths of it, you got to help each other out. There are going to be times where, buddy out bad and you got to uplift your man. There are times when you out bad as a man and you know what I'm saying, your woman got to help you. There's just different variances that happen where you have to be willing to, take those different things on. That's the whole part of like being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to be into the depths of it, as based off what he's saying, I just think that there's various ways where he could step up and help her get through that. Because there are going to be pockets of times where it's going to be a roller coaster.
That's what I wish he would have threw into the narrative so we could at least know like what he's been doing. Because all he said, it sounded like he just gave his side of the story. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Which is fair.
That's what I was literally gonna say, and like we are all agreeing on this, which is crazy. But that's what I was gonna say. It's like I could see if you put in the work for the last year and a half, 2 years of the trends that you've been seeing in the past 2.5 years, and now you're coming and you're like, man, I don't know what to do because I don't know. I've been trying to bring it to her. I've been trying to blah blah blah. I've been trying to do this. I've been trying to do X, Y, and Z, and nothing's working. But you didn't present none of that. Like you didn't say any of that at all.
So for him, I guess technically we can say that's a red flag. We talking about in the dating world, everybody have red flags. I mean, especially in our culture, like red flags is like. I know we get on Instagram, you see in the comments, you see all the red flags they be putting under the comments on the Instagram posts and stuff like that. Like, to me, I mean, like, that should have been a flag. And I mean, I guess like when you're in a relationship, like as you grow, you see different things, especially like depending if you're living with each other, all those type of things. So I guess like with the red flags, is that not something he's seen early on? Like, and as a man and women, you have to be able to know what you want. You got to see what you want and then not, oh, I see this red flag, but, you know, I'm going to overlook it. And then later on, when those flags are still there, now you like, oh, I'm a bail. Now it's 2, years later, and you wasted your time, and now you looking at him like, oh, well, why are you doing like this? Or you looking at her like, well, why didn't you change? Like, take the red flags for what they are. Period. Stop. Stop doing that.
I will say though, some people do switch up.
No, that's what I'm saying. I agree. That's what I said. Like, there is growth moments, but I'm saying if you see the red flag from the beginning, and you don't see movement, remove yourself. Why wait? Because at the end of the day, if you're 32 years old, you're 30 years old, you ain't got time to waste. If you're a female, you trying to have a family, and you trying to do X, Y, Z, you ain't got time to be sitting here like, oh, okay, is he gonna conform? Is he gonna change? Man, go up, man. All right, on to the next. Let me find somebody else. Pierre, I say the same thing for men too.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit just hit me hella different. Cause we've had these conversations. Have you ever been at a church and you feel like, like maybe you just came from just drinking at the club, you probably had sex, all that. Then you go to church and the pastor talk about all that, you be sitting in your chair like, bruh, when you was just talking like all that shit like applies to me, bro. Like,
I mean.
And this is a part of growth, like just catching little red flags that I would consider red flags or whatever. But I mean, I get how people can get caught in cycles and shit. Like, because dude said I don't even think dude love her. I think he just like her a lot, and they got a little bit of history.
So you don't have like, I feel like every man and woman, we have a set, like when you get to a certain age and you're looking for something specific, like okay, forget all the entanglements, the friends with benefits, the all that, like the dating world. You're trying to find your partner. You should have a range of like things that you're looking for from a person.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, then you gotta. When do you turn the script? When do you turn the script? Like, are you going to sit here and just waste your time? Like, and I get it. The dating world now is trash. Honestly, it really is.
It does depend. Okay,
it's trash.
Okay. So hold on.
In my opinion.
So. It depends. It depends on a lot of things in this situation. It depends on your capacity as a person, because if you're like one of those people who, like, if something goes wrong and you know for a fact that you're not the person that perseveres through that, then I agree with you. Like, I agree that you need to can whatever expectations you had, because you're not going to give your full effort. The person is not going to get the full you anyway. So maybe you need to evaluate that. But for me, like, I feel like I have a lot of emotional capacity for stuff. And who am I? Like, there can be stuff that I want, but who am I to say that what I need is what I currently feel like I want? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to throw something to the wayside just because it's not my perfect little image of what I feel like I would want, because that shit shift and change all the time. If I go talk to my 27, 28-year-old self, like, it was completely different than what I'm focused on now. So if you don't have it, it starts with knowing yourself. If you know that you cannot, like, pick up the pieces and keep it going, like, I always say, like, if you're not mentally prepared to take L's in the dating world, then you shouldn't be dating, period, because you're just not ready to date. You're not ready to take that emotional toll, like, if something does go wrong, because there's no guarantee. People be out here like, oh, I'm not leaving you, I'm not doing this, and giving all these empty promises and stuff like that. But in reality, you don't know what's gonna happen. You can have the intention to be wherever you like. You can have the intention to be there, but if something happens that you can't handle, that you don't even know if you can handle or not, you might have to switch the style up.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would say to men and women, I think one of the biggest red flags is trauma, your past relationships, things that you dealt with before, and bringing those stuff over into your new relationship to the new person. Listen, do not get into a relationship with somebody else if you are not ready, if you not have dealt and did the work on yourself. Forget what the other person did, but did the work on yourself. Get the therapy, get the counseling, find a mentor, whatever it is that you want to seek in life, whatever partner you're looking for, you have to actually put in the work. I think now in our generation, Gen Z, millennials, we want what we want, and we want it now. And we don't take the time to just be like, okay, let me get myself in this. Because sometimes, honestly, we get what we want, or that opportunity comes knocking on the door, and we ain't ready for it because we're not even ready ourselves. We're not prepared for that. We're not ready to get what God has in store for us, or our opportunity, because when it comes knocking, we still dealing with our other stuff that we got going on.
Well,
that's just how I feel about it.
It's another misconception too, and I'm not saying from you, because I know you're speaking very broadly, very generally, but it's a misconception that trauma is just something that you can deal with, pack up, and it's gone.
True.
Like
it's ever like
that's like everything is like ongoing. Like the point of therapy and stuff, like in my opinion, I'm not speaking, on a grand scale, like I know everything, but in my opinion, the point of therapy is for you to go and start to find the best and most effective ways for you to cope with your particular traumas.
It is coping.
And
I'm glad you said that.
And for you to be able to handle that when it comes up, because the trauma's not going nowhere. They're never going to go anywhere. Like, you're never going to be this perfect individual who has dealt with everything and go into every situation thinking that, man, I'm ready. It's just not going to happen. But I think that you're ready to face a situation and be okay with whatever the consequences
and handle those
are.
triggers.
Yes. Well, you don't know, because you don't know what's going to come up.
That's true.
It's like you just know that I'm ready to deal with whatever's coming, and I don't feel like I'm a falter if like it goes left. That's it. I just don't want people to be out there thinking, oh, I'm going to therapy. Man, therapy didn't work for me because it's still here. I think that's why people don't go and don't think it's important, because it's like, it's not a cure. It's not a cure. It is a
coping mechanism.
It's a coping mechanism, but I don't even know. I don't know if there's a negative connotation with coping mechanism or not. But if there is, I would just say it's just, like you said, doing the work.
I think you can equate it to like, I think you can equate it to, if you have like a loved one or a family member, somebody that passed away. That hurt, that love, it's not gonna go away.
Never.
It's never gonna go away. Never. It's never gonna go away. But you got to learn how to live with that hurt and live with that pain and deal with the things that have affected you from that person moving on, or that relationship not turning out how you want it to turn out, or that person passing away. It's just learning how to deal with those things. And I feel like that's the benefit of therapy. I know, like Chad, you were saying, I think episode 1, you were saying, you're not really a proponent for therapy, or like you didn't really like it like that, but I think it's a great thing. I mean,
I'm not being funny. I'm not. Now I don't want it to be confused. Like, I just think
I got you.
Like, pointless. I see how it works for certain people, but for me, it's just like,
I feel like you get therapy. I feel like, okay, your
therapy. I get therapy from the guys.
I feel that.
Like, I can agree with that. I get therapy from
agree with that.
My mama. Like, whatever.
Eric got something to do.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, we are blessed to have like some grounded people in our group to be able to say that. So I really don't have much to say. Like, if we were talking about maybe like 6 years ago, because like even you coming to me 6 years ago, I would feel like you might need to go to another source, because I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not
in a position.
I'm not in a position. I feel like I'm more prepared. Like if I wouldn't have went into my first psychology course like in college and was like, damn, like this is just general education and this gonna be boring as hell, I probably would have been a therapist, bro. I feel like I probably would have
I
been.
could actually see that too.
But that's just not the path that was carved. I feel like that's reserved for my loved ones, and I'm cool with that. I feel like I don't need to monetize it because I've talked to a bunch of people who are in that field, and it's a bunch of paperwork and like people just coming because it's court ordered, and like it diminishes the love behind it.
Sorry. Yeah. That's my only issue with therapy. Like sometimes it feels just like it's a job for somebody and I'm a customer.
I can see that.
And they getting paid
see
to
in that sense,
just listen and talk to you.
In that sense, I can see it because I see some stressed out therapists, bro. Stressed out because they have a clientele number to meet, and they just got to fulfill it, and they dealing with their own shit. Yeah. So
that's true. So I mean, I get all that. Like I feel like with the red flags and just the dating world in general, like I feel like with millennials and Gen Z and just everything that's going on, I feel like, you know, it's hard to date now for men and women. I feel like a lot of us are just, we don't really know what we want, you know, especially the younger kids. I feel like, or younger, I'm not going to say kids because y'all not kids, but younger adults, I'll say that. Like, you know, I feel like y'all don't know what y'all want, and which is fine because, I mean, hell, they asked us to go pick our major at 18 years old. I didn't know what the hell I was doing at 18 years old. I didn't know what I want to do. Hell, I got a degree. I don't even do right now. My career is not even what I got my degree in. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's more the norm. You know what I'm saying? And I think they feed us that, like, oh, 18 years old, this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Like, we don't know what we're going to do. Same thing in relationship. Imagine if somebody don't really have a situation where they know how to maneuver. They don't, or you don't have somebody to teach you how to be in a relationship or how to interact, you know, in a relationship. You don't have that type of, like, knowledge or whatever. So, like, I feel like right now, I feel like my biggest thing, even though I'm not necessarily in the dating world, obviously, I feel like the things that I see and I hear from other people, like, I feel like I see a lot of pet peeves around, like, guys not, you know, being serious so far as, like, you know, guys, I hear all the time, like, guys are hoes, like, you know, especially in college, which I mean, I get it. I feel like the expectations for college males are held very high. Like, you know what I mean? In a sense of they want you to start, I guess, the process of, like, you know, grooming to being a husband. You know what I mean? Which I think what that comes into is, like, having a solid male figure in your life. Like, a solid role model, whether it's your dad, uncle, you know, whoever, who's, you know, kind of taking you under their wing, kind of like showing you how to be as a man and the tools that you got to learn to be a husband. I feel like in our community, we're not really teaching you, like, our young males how to adapt and how to be and how to treat women and how to, you know, build ourselves to be husbands. You know what I mean? Like, everything's just built on independency. Oh, go, you know what I'm saying? Go get your degree, go do your own thing. Like, live your life. You know what I mean? And then now you get in a relationship. Now you're dealing with another individual where you're dealing with two people where you have to coexist, and you can't do that because you've been pumped independency your whole life.
I'm about to say it's systematic, bro. It's definitely systematic. Because like a lot of females that I know, like their moms were definitely like don't depend. Well, moms and dads for daughters. Don't depend on no man for nothing. Like, make sure that you have this in your bag. And then once they get to the age after their degrees as well, like they close to 30. Once most of them, like, you know, go get your master's. I mean, I know there's some that finish early and stuff like that. But at that point, it's like you got to erase everything that you've been doing your whole life. Mm-hmm. And then now you got to tap into your feminine energy and tap into, quote unquote, being submissive and stuff like that. It's a hard task to do, especially when you've been dealing with men in the capacity that you've been dealing with. When you on the path to, like, cause don't get me wrong, like, do what you do, like, congratulations on all your achievements and all that good stuff. Like, you're smart, you're devoted to the cause that you set for yourself and to the goals that you wanted to achieve. Like, that's amazing. Other areas are just gonna be affected, and it's if you can flip it on men too, you can flip it on men because there's a good bit of men who have been, you know, mama's boys and they don't know how to take care and handle their business.
I agree.
They don't.
I agree.
We're
and
not
disagree.
talking about us. We're not talking.
Yeah, no,
know what I'm
we're not
saying?
talking about us. I'm just saying,
We're
like,
not.
all right, Chad. So, like, let me ask you a question. So, boom. I feel like women, when they get into that independency, like, career-driven, just focus on career, nothing wrong with that. Support it, like, grind, do your thing. But I feel like they price themselves out of certain men. And when I say that, it's like, okay, women like with PhDs, 30 years old, 31 years old, whatever, they get out and now they're looking for these families and stuff. And it's 1% of men who make, you know what I'm saying, that type of money. You know what I'm saying? So your pool of men is very scarce. So, you know, most women that's making $200,000, they're not going to date no man who making 70, 80. Even though they got their stuff together, it's just, there's just a level of like, oh, like, I want you to match me. I feel like in this world, you know, which is stupid, but I mean, it's still, that's just what it is. And then I think it's different for men because, okay, you're a man, you get a PhD, you know, you 35, whatever, you're a doctor, whatever you are, like, you can go down to a 27-year-old and even if she's not making money, okay, you're more as a man, you're like, okay, housewife. You know what I mean? Like, you're willing to bring her in. If she look good, she take care of herself, everything is where it needs to be, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's just flipped from the women's perspective. It's like, okay, you price yourself out because most women are not going to go down in the scale. Men, if you're high up, you'll go down. If you look good and you can take care of the kids and you can take care of home, that's really men we're going to look at. Like, okay, you ain't got to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that there's a huge pocket of men and women who are above average earners, whether that's I don't know what that range is. Let's just say 70 to 120K. You know what I'm saying? Like plus, you know what I'm saying? It's a huge pocket. And I think when you're getting into that pocket, you have to like hone in on that. You know what I mean? And be accepting of that. And I think in our community, it's just I don't know whether it's pumped into us.
It's not even our community. It's just everybody, bro. The shit is weird, bro. Like,
I disagree with that.
No, I think it's everybody.
I disagree with that.
I think it's everybody, bro.
I disagree with that. I mean, and the reason why I disagree with it is because when you look at it, I mean, from my perspective at least, like my high school, like if I like just off the top of my head, like I feel like people that I know that look like me, maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 people married that I know of. If my stats wrong, but I believe it's like a handful. But everybody that didn't look like me or a different minority or whatever, different race, I'm sorry, like married, like almost 95%. And that's a fact. I mean, that's just a fact. I'm talking about from my experience though. I know there's a wide scope of, stuff, and I don't want to speak on anomalies, of course, but from my bubble, I've seen it. And I'm just like, damn, like, why is it that like all my people are like, I see a lot of things that's going on or whatever, and I'm just like, damn, like, but when I look at the other, pocket of people, I'm like, damn, like,
actually that makes sense now.
They, you know what I'm saying? Like, they married and doing whatever. I'm just like, why are we held down? Like, why are we not understanding the importance of marriage and the understanding of, okay, family and togetherness and putting things together or whatever? Like, we all like, oh, independent, like, oh, let me, we get some money. Oh, let me go get this chain. Let me go get this car. Let me go do X, Y, Z. Like, it's just like, bro, like, relax. Like, chill out. Stack your bread, save up, find you a man or a woman that you can settle down with and build together, build an empire and do X, Y, Z with. Like, I feel like that ain't just the norm, though. And I'm just tired of seeing us fail in that way. You know what I mean? Like, because there's so much out there, and I feel like,
But let me
go ahead.
Revise what you said. Not being married is not failing, though.
True. No, yeah, true. 100%. I'm glad you said that. No, I'm not saying that marriage is like, because I get it.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you get relationships. Let me say that. Relationships. Like, RIP to, Kevin Samuels. Like, I think that's one of the things he was trying to say. RIP to what?
You can't say RIP. He dead.
That's what I just laughed. I'm just saying like, I feel like when I think, when we're talking about cultural stuff within our communities, if we say something that is like it could be facts or whatever. Like we be like on it, like you know what I'm saying. We be dogging people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it could be something that could really shed light on like something that we really need to work on. But we avoid that with criticism. Oh, he trying to do. Just listen. Like I feel like sometimes my dad always told me just to listen to the message.
Okay.
Just listen to the
Okay,
message.
so hold on.
Go ahead, yeah, okay.
So with Kevin Samuels, I actually agree with a lot of what he said.
Facts.
Now,
Rick.
now granted, no matter what people say, yeah, listen to the message. I'm a man. I listen to the message. I could look past what he's saying. But I also can understand that the man had a job to do. The man was on YouTube for years before he popped off.
Oh yes, please bring it
And
up.
then,
Please bring it up.
And then clips started to surface where he would, all right, I got time for you today when they call in. And you make a clip out of it, that blows up. You looking at the statistics, you looking at, damn, like my shit just blew the fuck up. My shit just blew, like, okay, I'm going to make time to get these clips because I'm going to keep growing. The man had a job to do. I honestly don't feel like he would do that without a camera or without recording equipment and advise, because he was talking about people that he helped get married and, you know, stuff like that. I feel like there's a completely different approach to the behind the scenes stuff. I feel like we have to be able to filter stuff out that we're doing. Now, can we debate whether he was right or wrong for feeding into, you know, drama to make money? We can debate that.
I have a question for you.
But in the grand scheme, what he was saying was very true, and he used antics that turned people off. And I think that's completely fair that people were turned off by the antics, because would I do the antics? Like, we have a podcast now.
I agree with that. Now, I don't agree with all the antics. Now, but I have a question to you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when he first started doing videos, like, and I didn't even know this until like I started digging into like him more, like when he was doing the videos and stuff like that, that he started off by just what he's doing. Like, he did that with men.
Yeah.
And nobody complained. Nobody said
But he
anything.
also didn't get no views.
Yeah, but that's my point.
That's
He
my
didn't
point
get
too.
no views when he was talking about men in the same light, in the same way that he was talking about women. He was talking about them in the same light. Like, dude, how you want a woman and you know what I'm saying? You ain't got your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said anything because it was just like, yeah, he's right. Like, but boom, as soon as we flip that, it's like, oh, like what is he talking about? Like, no, like we deserved, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, like, come on, like, let's just be even. Like,
There are double standards in this world, and you have to accept them.
I just can't accept that.
I'm
I can't.
saying,
Saying, like, we got to do better though. We got to do better. We got to do better.
I didn't say I agree. I ain't say that I conform my reality to it, any of the sort. But there are double standards in this world that we just have to, like for example, God made women that could only be pregnant by one man at a time. There are anomalies, but a man can have as many women out here pregnant as he wants.
That's a fact.
That's a natural double standard. Can we do anything about that? Absolutely not.
But you don't think we can change the mindset, like
I
in our
honestly
community?
don't. I honestly don't.
I wish
feel
we
like
could, though.
I feel like there's a small portion of people that are gonna come to the light. That's like, hey, if you point out how you can kind of filter through some BS and stuff like that, people will learn how to do it. But you can't teach. Sometimes you can't teach grown people that already have the mindset of what they want to do. Like, they're already settled on how they want to go about things. You cannot change their mind.
Y'all done changed
Some
my
people
mind
are
about a lot of
closed-minded.
things, though.
You said what?
I said y'all done changed my mind about a lot of things.
What though?
I'm talking about
Just
majority
in
of
general,
people.
just like how to deal with people. I ain't really gonna get into all like our private shit.
Well,
know?
yeah, but I'm just talking about like in regards to like.
But I'm just saying
stop
that
it.
people. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, the older you get, I think the correct thing is that it's harder to get people out of their ways, but
People
it's
are settled.
doable
It's very.
if you're dealing with somebody with some sense.
Listen to what that's exactly what I just said. You said the same thing that I said by saying what you just said. You said the same exact thing. I'm saying that there are people out there that are just not gonna conform, and there are gonna be the people are not gonna be open to a different way of thinking, and then there are gonna be the people that come. Like you, for example, like you said, like different. You've opened me up to mindsets too. There are some people who are just more open than others to a difference in perspective, and but some people, just like the people who were going up against Kevin Samuels and like the people who call, like the women who called in, who clearly you don't agree with them, you just wanted to go on the show to argue.
Right.
You just wanted to go on there to argue, but why?
They
Because
wasn't prepared
you
for the
took
facts,
time.
though.
You took time out of your
Facts.
day, knowing that you wasn't gonna change your mind. You took time out of your day to go on his show and argue.
That's a fact.
Why?
Delusional, stupid.
So my point
Did y'all
is,
hear me? Sorry.
my point is, even, and I know, I didn't know the man, didn't know him at all, but I know for a fact that he knew that. But once he start seeing them clicks, okay, I got time for you today.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and record this, and we gonna make some money, and you ain't gonna get shit from it.
Facts.
You ain't gonna get shit from it. I'm gonna make sure that my brand is maximized to the fullest of his potential. I'm gonna make sure my family's straight, cause RIP, like I said, but I'm pretty sure his family is eating off that channel.
Yeah.
So, cause I know he had his affairs in order. So the
No,
man
100%.
was thinking.
Yeah, he's a smart man.
The man was thinking.
100%.
So people can disagree and all that shit all day. That's what I'm saying. Like some people just want to argue just to argue because that's just what they like to do. But I'm telling you, I don't waste my breath. I like a healthy debate. Don't get me wrong, but once I see that you closed off, cool. Your
Well,
opinion is your opinion, bro.
Let me say this. Our community, black community, I love y'all. I love us. I love everything about us, man. I really do. And I just want us to be better. I want us to prosper. I want us to, have all the things that, we deserve. And I think that comes with one, just like understanding, like, it's okay to agree to disagree. I feel like we attack each other all the time, like more than anybody. Like we at each other's neck about stuff. You know what I mean? Like just understanding, our differences, loving one another, listening, being vulnerable, all those type of things. Like, and like we gotta come up out of this culture where, we just are fighting and bickering and killing each other and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. I hate it actually. I think we're beautiful people and we just gotta, figure out. We gotta figure it out.
It's the great for content age, bro.
Yeah, we gotta figure it out though.
And I'll never be able to conform to that mentality. Is great for content.
Yes.
It is what it is. Like that's Peak Masters is about elevating. Is about being open because like all three of us we probably speak on a daily basis, but we learn something new every single day in our Instagram group chat. Every single day. Nobody stays in their own little bubble of reality and don't listen to somebody. If we just had more of that, you don't have to agree. It's just like
it's an open forum.
You know what
it's
I'm saying?
It's an open forum to just be yourself. And that's what, like I know a lot of people was asking about like Peak Master and stuff. Like it's a whole bunch, it's like 8 of us. And like Aaron said, like we have a group me, we do group Zoom sessions, like
Not
we just
group chat.
Group chat. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, we used to have group
is
me.
crazy.
Facts. It's now group chat and Instagram. But like we be in on the daily, like just checking in, like even your strong friends to the the friends that you think are okay. Like we just in there. Like we just are very dedicated to just listening because we don't agree about everything, but we gonna listen. We're gonna listen and we're gonna laugh and we're gonna have fun and we're gonna get together and we're gonna break bread and we care about each other. So I think that is just one of the most important things that you got to do is just have those set of people that you can interact with, you can express yourself, people that care about you, your well-being, everything like that, and most importantly, care about your opinion. Like you can disagree, but I'm gonna care about your opinion.
And that
I'm gonna care about your opinion. I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm gonna listen to you and I'm gonna honor you because you're my brother. And we're gonna move past it, and we're gonna like shake hands, and we're gonna keep going. I learned, like you said, we learn a lot of stuff about each other every single day. So
yeah, and that even extends, like to bring it full circle. That extends to the dating stuff, like we said.
Facts.
Like just open your brain to something that you might not have considered that could make you happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the dating world doesn't have to be so hard. We do have to deal with what's here, but it does not have to be so hard, man. Actually, I mean, things are going to be hard. Let me rephrase that. Things are going to be hard. You're going to have to work through some stuff. Like a relationship is work, but like we should not be falling out over differences of opinions and stuff like that. Like it should really just be a discussion. Like, of course, like emotions get caught up. I'm not saying that you can go through your whole life and not have or argument or anything like that, but it's just better ways to go about it. And if we all seek the better ways, then better ways will come out of that, in my opinion.
And that's why it's Peak Masters to the definite. Chad, wrap this up.
If I'm crashing out by M&M's, hold on, play.
All right, that's it. All right, episode 3 is over. You had your 5 seconds. You failed.
If I move too fast, this shit gets
So we love y'all. Episode 3, Peak Masters. We out.
Yep. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget that. Like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate the support. More episodes on the way.
All right, you done talking?
All right,
Appreciate you.